Hey guys, it's me, Damon Nelson. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the comments on the last video and all the support as I'm still trying to figure out how to do everything on here. It really means a lot starting something new and having so many people be so nice about it. So like I said, thank you for that. For my first proper sit down YouTube video, I wanted to tell the story of how I got started modeling. I think that it's actually pretty interesting as well because it's not the typical I was on the side of the road and a modeling agent found me and everything happened from there. I more so wanted to model and I pursued it and went through every option to basically start a career in it. So I think it could be very helpful for people, especially in the situation like me, being from a small town where there's not agents all over or there's a lot of people modeling even around you. I really went at modeling full force and put so much work into it. Even before I left my hometown and before I moved to LA. So I'm actually from a really small town in northern Nevada called Battle Mountain, which I always say Battle Mountain weird, everyone always makes fun of me. Anyone that's from there I think says it the same way. But it was actually named the Armpit of America, which I think is so funny. So although I'm really grateful for growing up in a small town and really proud of where I come from, at the same time I think that for so many years there's so many things that I thought were impossible to achieve and do, just because everyone around me, no one has done anything like that. And so many people tell you that your dreams are impossible or that it just would never happen. And a lot of people use the excuse of being from a small town, the reason why you can't make a dream happen. Luckily for me, I'm someone that's extremely stubborn, and when you tell me I can't do something, it makes me want to do it 100 times more. And I also have a really supportive family, and without them I really couldn't have done anything in my career. Constantly giving me feedback and encouragement and believing in me as well, which makes it so much easier when you're going after something that to everyone around you seems impossible. So my small town didn't really have a lot of extracurricular activities, at least none that interested me. I wasn't into sports or football, which is very popular there. So me and my friends would, for fun, we would take our parents' cameras and go out in the middle of the desert and take really cheesy photos that we were trying to emulate from magazines and Instagram, and we'd post them online. And one day a photographer from Reno, which is the closest city to Battle Mountain, messaged me and was like, hey, we should do a photo shoot together. I think we could make some really cool images. And the timing was actually really perfect because me and my family were just planning to go to Reno for spring break. So I asked my mom and she was really supportive about it. She's like, what's the worst that could happen? At least you'll get some cool photos. So I met up with a photographer. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to be shooting at her house or some random location. She actually ended up having this crazy studio filled with props and sets, and we had so much fun shooting together. And it was really my first real photo shoot, and it was the first time I think that I fell in love with modeling, where I was like, this is something that I definitely want to pursue. The photos turned out really, really cool. She actually sent them over to a local agency in Reno that I eventually signed with and started modeling locally around Nevada. And this agency also offered modeling classes, so I was able to take classes with them on how to improve my walk and how to pose, and basically what to expect when you go to a go-see or anything like that. And I think that it really prepared me for when I went to LA, that I kind of had an idea of what I was doing. So if you're from the Reno area, I would definitely recommend looking up Take Two and True Talent. Without them, I don't think that I would have ever thought that modeling was a real career path, and without their guidance and input on a lot of the stuff that I did, I don't think I would have gotten as far either in the beginning. So I continued modeling locally for about a year up until I graduated. And then when people were asking me what I was planning to do after high school, being in a small town and telling them, oh yeah, I'm going to move to LA and become a model, I'm sure you can imagine the faces that I got in the comments as well. Just wasn't ready for college yet. I knew that if I went to college I wouldn't be focused on it because in the back of my head I'd be thinking about modeling and how I really wanted to do that. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go to LA. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then at least I tried. So I moved to LA in August of 2015. About 2 months after I graduated. I moved in with a girl that was actually from the same agency in Nevada, and probably 3 days after I moved there I started going and meeting with agencies, going to every open call, also some agencies that my agent in Nevada had set me up with. And this is probably one of the most difficult parts for me when I first moved to LA, was trying to find an agency that really had my best interest and understood me as a model. My whole thing with modeling is I didn't really want to have to change too much about myself. I knew the types of modeling that I wanted to do, and I knew the things that made me me. I met with so many agencies that would tell me I needed to act more masculine and more straight, or that I needed to change my hair, that I need to shave off my hair, that I need to do this, I need to do that. And they were offering me contracts, but there was just something inside me that I was like, I don't think that if I go with them it's going to end well. And you want to be careful with contracts as well when you're first starting, because it's like there's so many models that are so excited to sign with someone, but then it leads to nothing because the agency isn't doing that much for them, or they don't care that much about them as a model. So, and I think that it's something that you really have to like trust your gut on. It's like when you meet with someone, is whether or not they're going to be good for you or not. And I held out for probably about 3 or 4 weeks until I met with an agency that was really passionate about me, was really passionate about developing me in this new market, building my book, and really going to push me strong to clients. After I signed with them is probably really when the hard work begins. I think a lot of models, when they first start out, they think that the only thing they have to do is sign with a good agency or get representation, and it really is the exact opposite. As soon as you sign with someone, it's really when the hard work starts. It's when you have to start developing yourself as a model. You have to learn, the processes for a casting and go-sees. Your first few castings as a new model and also in a new city are super overwhelming, because it's like you don't know really what to do, you don't know what to expect. In LA, the bookers don't go with you, you just go by yourself, so you don't know if they go well or what you're really supposed to do. It's kind of like that phrase, like fake it until you make it, plays such a big role in it, because it's like you just kind of have to pretend like you know what you're doing, and hopefully it turns out well. And this industry is a really hard one to get into. It's a really hard one mentally and physically to keep up with, but I think it's also one that is so extremely rewarding, especially if you're interested in modeling as an art form. And it's so amazing to like actually see your hard work pay off after you've gone to 7 castings and you've booked 2 of them, and you're meeting with you're working with clients that you've always wanted to work with or your dream to work with. I'll never forget the first time I saw myself on the cover of a magazine, or like when my friends are seeing my photo in stores and sending me photos of it. It makes all the hard work and all like the struggles of going through it worth it. And also just the amazing experiences of being able to meet so many different people, from photographers to makeup artists, hairstylists, everyone involved in the process. It's such a team effort when you're involved in photo shoots and in modeling, that it's so cool to be around so many different creative people and getting to work together. I think that's pretty much the gist of how I got started modeling. I hope it wasn't too confusing or weird, or I didn't hopefully explained it well enough. So I really want the takeaway message for this video to be that no matter where you're from, whether it's a small town that's the armpit of America, or you're in Beverly Hills, or no matter where you're at in the world, that no matter what your dream is, that it is possible to do if you work hard and you go after it and you don't take no for an answer. There's so many times in life that people will tell you no, that you can't do something, but the moment that you believe it, that's the final no, and it's where your dreams actually will never come true. So always have hope, always dream, and always work hard as well, because you never know what can happen. Thank you guys so much for watching my first real content video. I think in the next video I want to answer all your guys' questions about modeling, because I'm actually not really sure what you guys find interesting and what you don't. Also what questions you guys might have about modeling, or just any questions at all. Feel free to leave them down below in the comments here on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram. I'm going to link both of those down below if it's easier for you if you don't actually have a YouTube account. And I'll probably do that within the next week. So I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys are well. Bye.